Anybody can bench 315 pounds. It's not that hard. Even if you're a skinny and long limb lifter like me, you got it. A 350 pound bench is one of the biggest milestones you can achieve in your lifting career. To me, it means more than a 500 pound squat and a 600 pound deadlift. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to get to a 350 pound bench, and you'll see it's actually very easy. Step one is going to be adjusting your frequency, and when I say frequency, I refer to how many times you're benching in a week. You want to bench more? Very simple, just bench more. But just keep in mind, we all work differently. Ideally, I want you to bench between 3 to 4 times a week. If you're a 200 pound male, you should have no problem benching 4 times a week. If you're around 160 to 70 pounds, which is my current body weight, you might have to give it enough time for adaptation to happen to build it up to that 3 to 4 times a week. Ideally, just start twice a week and try to slowly build it up. Obviously, you don't want to be benching 4 times a week in a row. Try to spread your days. Personally, I like benching Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays to complete my 4 weekly workouts. Now that we covered frequency, let's talk about volume. Since your frequency most likely is going to go up, you want to make sure your volume is at a low intensity. You don't want to be doing 12 sets of bench press 4 times a week. You'll never recover from that. So my advice to you will be 3 to 4 sets every time you bench press, 3 to 4 times a week. That's a proper frequency. 12 to 16 sets in a week. Sometimes less is more. So please don't overdo your volume because you'll never be able to recover on time for the next session. I like doing personally 4 weeks bench cycles. That's what works for me the best. Some people might be 3-week bench cycles. But yeah, you want to progressively overload your benches. Which leads me to my next point, the intensity, which means how often I should go heavy on the bench press to get stronger. You want to start at a low point on a week 1, for example, and you want to gradually build it up to that week 4. Let's say on a week 4, my goal is to hit 275 pounds for 1 rep. I'm not going to start at 275 pounds on the week 1. I'm going to gradually overload my weights and my back down sets accordingly, not heavy enough so I can recover on time, spread through those whole 4 sessions like we talked about earlier. I bench 4 times a week, and this is that work. During that process, you're going to be gaining momentum. What I see people doing wrong is on the week 2 or on the week 3, they might feel super strong. They might say like, oh, I have 315 today, so let me add 10 more pounds. And that's where they make the mistakes. Don't add the 10 pounds. Stick to the plan, save the momentum, and you'll have more momentum going into the week 4 to your next block. That's where people make the mistake. Another thing that can help you tremendously for the bench press is playing with the variations. When it comes to bench pressing, there's a range of variations you can do to get stronger. People like to avoid working through end ranges of motion, and that's where they make the mistake again. You want to work through that end range of motion. You want to be working all different types of grips: closer grip, mid grip, wide grip. You also want to use no leg drive and perform a Larsen press. So all those little variations that you can implement weekly. Again, you have 3 to 4 sessions in a week, so you can have a primary day where you go normally at wide. You can have a secondary day where you go mid grip or close grip. You can have a tertiary day where now you can play with both and do a close grip Larsen press, meaning no leg drive, the legs are not touching the floor. All those little variations are gonna help you get to that 315, and that's usually the work that people don't like doing. On top of those variations, you can add cadence work or tempo, right? You can do tempo pause, you can do double pauses, you can do tempo on the way up also, or on the way down. There's so many things you can do to get better. And I guarantee you, that's the boring work. If you stick with that boring work, you'll get to 315 in no time. Yeah, so please stick around. In this video later on, I'll be telling you the exact plan that you can follow to get to that 315. This is just gonna be a free program for the bench press that I'm gonna giving out to you guys. So make sure you like this video because you can always go back, and definitely let me know in the comments what lift you would like to see next. I could do the squat, I could do the deadlift. The other thing you guys want to focus on is accessory movements. It's actually more important than the actual bench press work. So what you want to do is the following. You want to find accessory movement that works for you. For example, this press machine, I can open my rib cage just like a bench press. I can arch my back just like a bench press. And the stretch I'm getting out of this is just insane. You're gonna have to try a lot of machines and find what works for you. Here is the protocol, which is a 12-week protocol to improve your bench and hopefully get you to that 315. I'm gonna explain everything to you. It's very simple. As you can see, you have 3 bench days: Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays. Let's start with day 1. On day 1, you'll have a Larsen close grip. So Larsen press, again, removing all leg momentum, no leg drive, so the legs are up to the side, not touching the floor. Close grip, not extremely close, but as close as you can get, something that feels comfortable for you. You're gonna have a top set of 7, so 1 by 7 RPE 6. This is your top set of the week 1. And then you have 3 backoffs, 3 by 4 RPE 6. So total wise, 4 sets of bench on Monday. Then accessory, very important. Make sure to respect those and hit proper RPs if you want to make gains. Dumbbell press 4 by 8 RP 8. Very simple. Moving on. Tricep push down 3 by 12 RP 7. We don't want to push the tricep too much beginning of the week. We'll have another day of tricep, you'll see. And then lateral raises, you got a 3 by 12 RP 8. So this will complete your day 1. This is your secondary work. Moving on. Wednesday, day 2, this is your comp work. This is the most important day. This is where you're going to make the most progress out of it. And it's going to be Wednesday. So day 2, comp day, you have a top set of 5 RPE 6. And then you have a 3 by 7 RPE 6. As you can see, 3 by 7, 1 by 7. Yes, you're in an intro volume phase. Eventually, as the weeks go on, the volume is going to taper down. The intensity is going to go up. So 3 by 7 RP 6. For the accessories, you're gonna use a machine press. Here we use dumbbell, this time machine press. 3 by 10 RP 8. And then for the tricep, we're gonna be using an overhead tricep extension. I like pushing those more than tricep push down. For some reason, you can get more out of it. So you'll be doing a 3 by 12 RP 8. Here was RP 7 for the tricep push down. Here overhead RP 8, 3 by 12. Moving on, tertiary day, day 3 on Saturday. 3 by 4, 2 CT paused. So the tempo will be 3, 2, 0, meaning you're gonna have to take 3 seconds to come, not 3 seconds. It's gonna be a 3 count, so 1, 2, 3 to reach the chest. 1, 2, and then press, right? So 1, 2, 3, count to 2. Once you reach the chest, 1, 2, press. 3 by 4. For this, use the same weight. 3 by 4. Same weight, it doesn't change. RPE 6. This is your tertiary work. Then we're moving on for the accessories. Again, lateral raises, 3 by 12 RPE 8. And then chest supported row. I love the chest supported row. Why? Because it makes everything feel tight, creating mid-back tightness. So if you're tight here and you have a good shoulder stability, you should be a good bench presser, even if you have long arms like me, right? So chest supported row, 4 by 12 RPE 8. This is the structure for the first week of training. The RP is going to start changing week by week. So this is week 1. Now we're moving on to week 2. What's changing with day 1? Not much. Larsen close grip, it's going to be a 6.5. So slightly higher weight than the previous week. Same thing for the back off. We'll go 6.5. This stays the same for the accessories. So right now we're on the week 2, day 1. It stays the same. You do not change anything. On the day 2, which is your comp day, the RP is going to go up to 7 for your top set, right? So now you're doing a 1 by 5 RP 7, but the back off is only taking an increase of 0.5. So 3 by 7, 6.5. So just do slightly more than you did last week, maybe 5 pounds, not 10 pounds. I'd say that's a stretch for the back offs. The accessories remain the same. And then now for day 3, it's a 3 by 4 here. Same thing, tertiary work, we bump it up by 0.5 RP. This will complete now your week 2. And again, like I'm saying, the structure is going to remain the same. For the week 3, now, this whole thing stays the same. So Monday stays the same, Saturday stays the same. However, Wednesday, RP 8, RP 7, right? The accessories are staying the same. You're not moving. And then for that last week, that's where we're doing that final push, right? Which will be week 4 of phase 1. We're bumping the Larsen close grip to a 7.5. The 3 by 4 back offs is going to get bumped up to RP 7. The dumbbell press is going to be RP 9. The tricep push down is now becoming an RP 8, and the lateral raises are going to be RP 9. So almost close to failure with those 2 accessories, right? The primary, yes, the primary work. The primary is now gonna be an RP9, right? So almost max effort. So you'll have a 1x5 RP9 and you have a 3x7 RP 7.5. Boom. The accessories for that day are remaining the same. RP8, RP8, no RP9s, okay? Day 3, the 2-second pause day. Boom. It's not a 6.5 anymore in the week 4, it's an RP7. Accessories remain the same. Right here, you complete a third of the protocol. If you follow this, you will have a bunch of momentum if you use your weights properly and you didn't overshoot. Now, we're moving on to the second phase of this protocol. The last day, we can bump it up to an RP8 for the 3x4. Accessory stays the same. So yeah, if you follow this properly, your bench is automatically gonna get stronger. And then if after those 12 weeks, you still want more, you can rerun this and add an extra day. So now you won't be benching 3 times, you'll be benching 4 times. So you can run this protocol for a year straight. You just have to do the 12 weeks, see where you end at the end of the week 4, at the end of the week 8, at the end of the week 12, keep track of your weights, and then when you go back, you can slightly bump that week 1 to have a higher top end by the week 4. Very simple. And if this gets too easy and you feel like you want more because now your body adapted, just add an extra day. Simple. Again, don't forget to like this video, hype it up as much as you want. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I can cover the squats, I can cover the deadlifts. But yeah, this is just a free program that I wanted to give out to you guys, my YouTube community. So yeah, make sure to smash that thumbs up.